How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the live stream and episode here on Let's Build Twitter. So a couple things here. First off, if you guys do want access to the repository, there is a video in the description down below. As always, you can watch that and explain exactly how you gain access to it. Otherwise, if you don't want to support it that way, you can also go back through. Every single episode is uploaded in a playlist that should be linked in the description. And then also these next few episodes, so last episode, this one, and the next two will probably going to be a little bit shorter. The streams are going to be a little bit shorter because I am doing these kind of consecutively, just because of the way timing and everything worked out, family coming over and everything. And I haven't had time to live stream, but I want to keep my backlog kind of stacked up. That way I don't run out of content. So last episode, we worked on getting posts looking a little bit better. So now if we actually log in, we're not going to see anything currently because we're not going to see anything because the database probably reset. I mean, maybe it didn't, but let's see. Put in our password. Who knows? Maybe. Yeah, so the database reset because we refreshed. So if I actually just like search for Rick, maybe. Okay, showed up properly. If we go ahead and I feel like this should be filled out, but maybe it doesn't get filled out. I don't know. If we follow Rick, go back to our home. Now this is what it looks like. We got this all filled out. Now we saw a couple bugs and a couple other things that we wanted to work on. So first off, if there is a person that is actually verified, we want to be able to show that they're verified, and maybe we can make Rick verified. And then there's a couple other things, also the org picture and some other things, so we want to be able to actually set those up. I'm not sure how we're going to do org. I guess we might just have like a picture that we upload. Also, we want to, I think there's a bug in our emoji because we tried saying like what's poppin' like this, and then brand new, and then we click on this and we scroll down to the automobiles and then put a car. For some reason it deletes everything. So we also have a bug with that. So I think that's what we want to work on. First, hop into Java code, the verified working and that sort of stuff. And then maybe look at this emojis, try to debug it a little bit and then see where we go from there. Let's go ahead and hop into our Java code. So what I think we're going to want to do is let's just first close out of a few things here. We want application users, so we can keep application user open. So I think what we'll go ahead and do is I think we will, below our banner picture, we will have just a, I guess this is a boolean, and this will be private boolean, and this will be verified account or verify. Yeah, I'm gonna say verified account. And I think that we need to set up getters and setters for these. Yes, we do. I don't think we need, well, actually we'll go ahead and add an at column on this. At column. Okay, and then this will be name equal to, and we'll have, verified underscore account. And then we'll also have at, so this one can be many to one, I believe. Hopefully I did this right. So basically many users can have a single org, so private image organization. And I don't know if we need to do anything else for many to one. Maybe we look at our host at join column will be organization ID or something. I don't know. So we'll say name equal to organization underscore ID. And this one is nullable equal to true. So that one can be null. Whoops, I'm trying to use this like it's Vim. And then this one, I think we'll also want to go ahead and set this one nullable equal to true as well, just because we're not going to have it set up whenever we create the table. So let's just go to the bottom of this, delete this to string. Goodness, let's go ahead and generate getters and setters. So generate, and we'll do getter and setter for both of those. And then we'll also go ahead and right click and generate a toString. Cool, so go ahead and save that. So that's good to go. Now we have our organization and all of this stuff. So there's that. So now if we refresh our application, we should have a new field on our database, and hopefully this doesn't crash, because otherwise we're going to have to go through and make all new data. Let's go into our resources and application.properties, and we'll do create drop and try that, see if that works. Yep. Okay, so it just something didn't work out right. So now if we wanted to, if we go into our application, and now we can go ahead and say like u.set verified account, and we can say that we're true, that we are verified. And then let's see if the image upload still works, which I guess we need to like maybe set up a new thing inside of image controller. So maybe we go into our user service. So I'm guessing that's where our profile picture is, which maybe it's not. Yeah, set banner profile picture. So let's go ahead and maybe we go ahead and set up a banner, not a banner picture, but a whatever it's called, organization. Let's go ahead and say public, and we'll say byte array. And this will be set user organization. And this will take in, I'm not sure, I guess this will take in the multi-part file. We might also need the username, I guess, because I think that's typically what we've been searching by. So it's a string username, and then we'll also bring in this multi-part file. We're not going to put a prefix on this. We'll just name it like org dash or something. So we'll go ahead and do this, where we'll just go ahead and say application user is equal to user service, actually be user repo dot find by username, pass in that username, and then handle the exception dot or else throw. Oops, if I could type, or else throw, and then this will be a username user does not exist exception new. Okay, so we'll get that application user. So in our image service, maybe we make a special one for organization. Let's go ahead and say public create organization or something. It'll take in the multi-part file, and it'll also take in the string prefix. And we also might want to find a file by image name, maybe. So we might need to get that from the image controller or image repository. We might need to make one of those. I don't know if we have that. First, we'll say public image, and this will be create organization, and this will take in a multi-part file, and then this will take in a string organization name, right? And what we'll go ahead and do, we'll go ahead and throws an unable to save photo exception. I don't know how we're going to allow people to join an organization or start an organization. That's something for a different day, but it is what it is. Now we are going to do something similar here, where we try and catch an exception, IO exception, e.print stack trace, just so we can see what's going on. We'll throw a new unable to save photo exception, and let's go ahead, and it's because we haven't done anything yet. That's fine. So it's a string extension. So this is literally going to be more or less the same, plus file dot get content type dot split. Whoops. Split, and then go ahead and slash and get the second part of it. So now we can go ahead and make a file. So file org image new file. I have no idea if this will work or not. So like I feel like path name would probably be like directory, which I don't know if directory is even going to work anymore, because directory is probably something different. We can see what happens. Directory, so like plus this plus organization name plus extension. I feel like that would be the file that it wants. Still mad at us to this, that's fine. File dot transfer to, we'll transfer it to org image. We'll say org img dot create new file, and then we'll just see what happens. Here actually we said this first, so maybe we want to create the file first, and then we want to say org image transfer to, then we can say string image URL equal to URL plus, and we can say org img dot get name, which should just be the organization name. And then finally we can go ahead and say image I and do all this stuff. So I'm just going to copy all of this because it's the same steps. So image I is going to be equal to org image dot get name, file dot get content type, org image.get path an image URL, and then image saved is equal to, it's redundant because we could just return saved. Sure. So we can copy this, paste this, and get rid of this, return this. I have no clue if this is going to work or not. We also want to check to make sure the organization doesn't exist yet. I think we want to go ahead and set up a get image by image name really quick, and this will be really simple. So public image get image by image name, do string name. This is going to be dead simple, return image repository, and then find image by name, pass in the name dot. We have to return an image here, so we almost have to throw. I don't know if we have an image does not exist exception. We have unable to resolve photo, so let's try to say that unable to resolve photo exception. That'll probably work. I guess we'll just say this throws. Oops. This will throws an unable to save photo exception. Oh, I did the wrong thing. This should be unable to resolve. Okay. And this is going to be useful for us in a second whenever we save the organization. So let's go ahead and come back into user service. And inside user service, whenever we set user organization, we have this. We need the name of the organization, right? We should almost have an image controller endpoint to create it. And then we can go ahead and say like string. So maybe what we can do is we'll have the image or the multi-part file be optional. And if it's null, we just won't use it, right? So for set user organization, we'll have the username. We'll have the multi-part file. So I forgot what this was called already. Multi-part file and file. And then we'll have a string org name. Let's actually return an optional image. And get image by image name. And let's go ahead and import optional. And then we'll just go ahead and return this. And then we can go ahead and do some logic. So if we come back into user service, so I'm gonna say image, and we'll say org image is equal to image service dot, and then get image by image name, and then pass in the org name. And then otherwise we'll say dot or else. And then here, this needs to return an image. So let's just go ahead and I forget we could do this. I think it's just we do something like this. Maybe not. How do we do this? I forget to use or else. So we're gonna say or else, and we're gonna do a lambda here. Right, and this needs to return an image. So let's just go ahead and return new image to get it off our back for now. So we need to say or else get here. There we go. Okay, now we can do or else skip, and then we'll do some logic in here. What is this problem? Because it still throws. Let's go ahead and get rid of this throws because it does no longer throw this. So here we'll either get the org name or do something else. If we don't have an image, then we want to go ahead and save this file with the user service or the image service and then return it. So we'll go ahead and say image. We can probably just return image service dot create organization. We have the multi-part file, and then we'll have the org name. And what is your problem? Oh, this should be file. My bad. And let me guess, this could throw an exception. So this is what's going to get a little bit muddy. We can still try this. I guess we'll just return null, which is not the best thing to do. That's kind of the whole point of an optional, I guess. So this is an unable to save photo exception. E. So just return null and check for it. Say if org image is not equal to null. Right, and what we could do is if the org image is not null, we'll do something, otherwise we'll throw like an unable to save photo exception or something. So else throw a new unable. We'll just do this, and then this will throw this. Throws unable to resolve photo exception. We were unable to find or save the organization photo. I want to add a message to this really quick. So let's go into our unable to resolve photo and we'll say public unable to resolve photo exception string message super message. So that's fine. Where's our red at? It's because we're not returning anything. So here we need to return the byte array. So that'll be interesting. But what we're going to do first is we need to go ahead and set up all this other stuff. So now I think we have the image. So now I think we just need to set the organization. So I think we can go ahead because we should have the org image. And I think we want to set the org image equal to like the URL. So I think we say user.set organization. We're going to set this to org image. And then we want to get the image URL, except this is the actual, let's see what happens, because we actually want the image in here. We might want to set this to like a string that can be nullable maybe. We'll set this, so we will say user repo.save. And we'll save the user after we updated it. So file.read all bytes. Let's go ahead and copy this really quick and come back to our user service. We'll go ahead and return files dot read all bytes, new file, and then instead of file path, it'll be, we should have the file path in org image dot get image path, and I'm guessing that this could catch an exception as well. We'll try catch this. This is getting a little bit messy. I'm doing all this work for it to not even work, so that's gonna be fun. Catch and IO exception E. I believe that's what it is. And then here also just throw unable to resolve photo exception as well. We want to throw new. Okay, so now we can set the user organization by sending in a username, multi-part file, and org name. And this is going to be interesting because I don't remember how to send both. So let's go into our user controller and let's go ahead and say, I guess we'll do a post mapping again at post mapping to /organization public. And this will be, I think we did response entity a byte array. Response entity of byte. Oops. Array. And this will be, we'll just go ahead and call it set user organization, I guess. And we will go ahead and pass in multiple parts, I guess. Let's go ahead and just return a response entity of byte array. Excuse me. Maybe we just say response entity dot, and then we'll say okay, I guess, and then we'll just do that for now. We need a few things, so we're gonna have to do like at request part will be user, and this will be string user. And then at request part, and then this will be, I guess this will be the multi-part file. So this will be file and multi-part file, and at request part, and then this will be organization, and this will be string organization. Okay, so now getting access to these, I don't think it's that hard. So now we can go ahead and say byte array, and we'll go ahead and say org is equal to, and we'll say user service dot set user organization. We have the user, we have the file, and we have the org name. Organization, and this could throw an exception, so let's go ahead and deal with that. So add exception, call signature, could throw this. Okay, I guess it has to be this, so that's fine. Set this up. This is a byte array, so now we can say org and do that. So theoretically, this should set the user organization. I have to look at how to do the request part. And this should also be authorized and everything. So if we refresh this, if we hop in to Postman, and my Postman's still been acting up. I don't know if it's a bad version or what the issue is. So if we go to our collections and feed, I think we need to be authorized. Yeah, so if we can get our feed, and I'm guessing that's my person, 200, okay, we restarted it, so that makes sense. So if we follow Rick, and I think it just goes based off your headers. The null value was assigned to property class that. Okay, so we haven't even made it that far, and we already have an issue, so that's fun. So we go to application user, we'll set this to an object, and that should be able to be set to null. I wonder if we come in here and in get is verified. You know, if we set these to Boolean and Boolean for one thing, and I'm wondering if we can say like if verified account is equal to null, return false. Whoops. I wonder if we can override that and see if we can get Jackson to work. So that's no fun. There we go. Okay. I guess it's enabled. Yeah, I thought there was a verified though. So, okay. That's a good start. So we are logged in, and if we click on feed, we should see, yep, we see Rick's post. Our post got deleted. That's fine. So inside user, let's go ahead and make a new request. This will be a post request. And this push request will be to /organization, http:// localhost 8000/user/organization. And now I have to remember how to do this. The body, I think, has to be like XML form encoded or something like this. And I think, or maybe it's not this, maybe it's form data. You can put file. So I think it's form data. So here we can put like user, and user is unknown coder file. I don't know if I have my file on hand. Let me look at my images really quick. Let me grab an image really quick. I wonder if I can drop this. So file, and can I drag and drop? It's not in your working directory. It is in my working directory. So there's a file, and then finally we have organization. And let's just say unknown coders or something. If we hit this, best case scenario is that it uploads an image to my file system. Worst case scenario, we get a 500. Or we could also get 401 unauthorized because we don't have our header. So header will be authorization, and we'll have a bearer space, and let's just grab our bearer token. I know a way of just copying this into a variable. I should really do that. If we go ahead and send it 400, request part organization is not present. Did I spell organization wrong? Body, I did spell organization wrong. Okay. So we got data back. It is a PNG. You know, I am actually surprised that that went through. Like, extremely surprised that went through. Let's just go into dbeaver, and we come into FwitterDB databases, and let's just look at, I just want to see what the user looks like. So if we go into tables and go into users, we probably have users open, but let's just open this up, look at the data. So if we come down here, this is me, and organization ID is just 2, and just links to this. So it looks like it added unknowncoders.png, and we have the image URL. So that seems good. So we got the image back, so that's cool. So we can figure out how to save that whenever we set the organization. And then whenever we go to the user's profile, we could also go ahead and grab it as well, because it's not JSON node, I don't think. Now the question is if okay, image. So there is a post here. I don't know what this is from. And then we have unknown coders PNG. So now I think what we can do is hop back into the front front end and start working on displaying everything that we want, like the verified and other stuff. We can also look for verified and other things as well inside the other list. So now if we come back into our front end, first thing we need to do is go back into interfaces, wherever our shared interfaces are, global interfaces. And now our user is going to have verified account, which is a Boolean, and this is going to break a lot of stuff, so that'll be fun. And it's also going to have organization, which is an image. Maybe we just set it as a string, and we'll set it whenever we get the user. So logged in is going to be complaining. So I guess let's go into the user slice, and this is going to complain because whenever we log in, we're not setting this. So let's scroll down here. So now we can at least go ahead and say verified account is action.payload, and we can go ahead and say .logged in .user, and then this will be verified account. And then we'll also go ahead and say that our organization is action.payload .logged in .user .organization. And this is complaining because object literal may specify no properties. Organization is not listed in type. Did you mean to write and I spelled organization wrong? Of course I did. Organization, user slice, organization. We also need to add this to our get user. Actually, we just set logged in equal to logged in, which will not work. Okay, so we're gonna have issues. Do we have an image? No. So we're gonna need I could make an interface here, and if we get it back, we get it back. If not, whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and say export interface. And we'll say image info maybe. And image info is going to have these properties on it: image ID, image URL, and whatever. So image ID will be a number. Image name will be a string. Image name. Image type will be a string. This one doesn't really matter that much. I'm just trying to keep it kind of the same. And then image URL. And then this will also be a string. And what we can do is we can check to see if it's null or not. And if it is null, do one thing. If it's not null, do something else. I think the idea should be eventually make it so these aren't all null, but it is what it is. So now here, profile picture be banner or image info, or it'll be null. Same thing here, banner picture will be this or this. And then same thing for organization. We can double check to make sure that these exist. And this shouldn't break the user slice because we can still just grab the organization, the banner picture, and the profile picture. And same thing here, we can just set it. But now obviously other things are going to break, and that's fine. So here in post, it's because here we're going to want author.profilepicture.image URL. And then now it's also broken in profile. So we can also fix profile really quick. So let's go into profile follow section. So again, here, profile picture, we'll go ahead and say profile pic. Actually, no, that's fine. It is inside of the actual profile.tsx. So here, aren't we already inside of our profile follow section? So I think we're already checking. Yeah, profile picture question mark. We say profile picture, otherwise we do this. So what we do here, I guess, instead of passing a string, we pass in the image info maybe. And we'll say, if we have a profile picture, if it's not null, we'll say profile picture image URL. Otherwise, we'll do PFP. That should fix that. And then still does not like it. That should be fine though. Is it because here, I guess it could be null, right? So I guess we'll say or null. That'll probably fix it maybe. Okay, now our discovery search dropdown. Let's go ahead and find that. So discovery components and this is going to be the dropdown result.tsx. So here, instead of a string, so I'm guessing we do the same thing here. If we have a PFP, we display it, otherwise do default PFP. So this will also be an image info or null, and then we'll just pass that. And then if we have a PFP, we'll say PFP image URL. Once again, set up that. Okay, so we have everything working. So now inside of verified and organization, so organization is also going to be an image info and null. But we also need to set up private, but we can fix that. So this will be image info or null. So if organization, this will be perfectly fine. We can say organization image URL, just like that. That works. We need to set up private, so that's something I completely forgot about. So verified, that can be a boolean, we'll pass that in. So now we need to go into our whatever this is, discovery search dropdown. So let's actually go into our dropdown, discovery search dropdown.tsx, and we should have like a list of users basically. Yep, so we have user.profile picture, which I think we just fixed, but I don't know for sure. We have the nickname, so verified would be user.verified account, I believe is what we called it, verified account, and organization will be user.organization. So now if they have organization, that should be good. So now there's two things we need to fix. One is the profile. So the profile top bar we need to go to, because organization should actually be profile user.organization, and this is going to break. And then profile, I guess we have the profile picture here. So I'm going to go to the profile top bar, and I knew we were going to do a bunch of refactoring and stuff, so this is perfectly fine. So now in our profile top bar, instead of organization, well, this is actually fine. So here organization is going to be image info, info or null. So here we're going to say organization.image URL. So that's good to go. And I think that is everything here. I don't know if we can search for ourselves. I think I put verified to true on unknown coder. So if I look for unknown coder, okay, so that image is way too big, but you can see that it's there. So I think we need to fix that. So let's see what's going on with organization inside the search dropdown result. So we're kind of all over the place right now, but it's fine. Search dropdown results, organization, discovery search dropdown organization. Do we never do this? This is discovery search dropdown result, CSS. We must not ever do this. Doesn't look like it. So I think do this. We'll say width is 20px maybe. Height is 20px. Object fit, and we want it to be cover. And I think that might do it. So now if we come back in here, except we don't have a username, so that's why it looks jank. I think that might be big enough. That's probably fine. And I'm verified, so you can see. Now if we go back to like Rick, you can see he's not verified. He doesn't have that. So that looks good. And if we also go to profile, click on Rick's profile. So this is just automatically popping up still. So we need to figure out, let's go to the profile top bar. So I guess we're not setting it in profile. Is verified needs to be profile user dot is actually verified account. Cool. I don't have a profile picture. I don't have a username, but there's that. Okay, come back to here. So I think we just need to set it up on the actual post itself now. Let's go into post.tsx. So add verified once I add verified to the user. So let's just go ahead and do this. So here we'll say we should have the author, right? Author dot verified account. And then I want the verified. So this was in, I guess in the top bar. I'm just going to grab this verified icon. It's 20 by 20, and that should be fine. Now we go back to our post, paste that in, clean this up. Okay, thank you for that. Clean this up a little bit, and I guess we'll do that. And let's go and import this maybe. Okay, never mind, it's not gonna let me. So let's just import it from here. So icon, verified icon, paste it in the top. So now if I am verified, I'm looking at post. So like if I say hello, and post. I don't know what's going on with that. That should be updating. So that's something else we need to look into. Lots of bugs to fix. And you can see we have the icon, and then we can also go in our post and do this guy. So we can do the org. So here we'll go ahead and say author dot organization, and so this can be null or something else. Otherwise we'll do an image, the class name equal to, so I guess this will be post dash organization, I suppose, and we'll have to have an alt on it. So we'll say we'll go ahead and say this backticks, and we'll say $ curly brace author dot, and we'll go ahead and say username, I guess, because that's always filled out, comma, and we'll go ahead and say organization. And let's go ahead, I think we have an extra one of these guys, do that. Okay, and then now we need the source, so our src will be equal to, and then this will be author and dot organization question mark, and actually no, organization does exist, so we just go ahead and say URL. And now obviously we need to set this, so go ahead and say post organization and go into our post.css, just put at the bottom, I guess, .post CSS. So again, width is 20px, height would be 20px, and this might be too big, I don't know. And then object fit, was that what it was? Yeah, object fit is cover. And now we can see that I have my organization verified. Rick does not have an organization. So I think we could probably call it there, but I kind of want to quickly look to see if we can do the conversion for the post really quick. So this convert post to this. So right now, basically we need to see how old it is. So if it's less than 1 day old, we want to get how many hours ago it was posted. What can we do here? So I think we can get the current date. We might also want to say let today equal to, can we say date.now? We could also do that. So we have the date it was posted. We have today. Let days equal to, today should be the larger date no matter what. Today.get time minus d.get time. Okay, it does not like date.now, so we'll just go ahead and say new date. Okay, I'm just going to copy this because this is, I'm not going to be able to remember this. This will be time difference, and then we can go ahead and paste this, and we'll say let days equal to math.round, and this will be time difference. Time underscore difference, and then we can console.log time difference, 0 days and 280 days. Okay, so now we need to figure out if it's been less than an hour. So what if we say just 360,000? I think that's hours. I think the time difference would be in milliseconds. We paste that, try to run this again and refresh. 12 minutes. I think that's probably good. So we'll say minutes is equal to math.round this, right? So we'll get how many minutes has been between those two times. Here, if minutes is less than 60 times 24, right? Because we have the number of minutes and we have 24 hours. So if this is the case, then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to return. So if minutes is less than 1 hour, what we're going to go ahead and do is say return, and we're going to return $ curly brace, and this will be minutes and then m. So now if we come back in here and refresh, it says 15 minutes ago. That's good enough for me. Cool. And then now for hours, so now what we'd want to do is we want to divide that by how many hours. Although, never mind. So this needs to be less than 60, right? And then if it's over 60, we can say let hours equal to math.round, and we'll round, math.round the time difference divided by, so this would be like what, 60 times 60? Would it be 60 000 times 60 maybe? And we'll say if hours is less than 24, I guess. So if we have less than 24 hours, we'll return $ curly brace hours h. After hours, it's days. So now we can do, I think, like let days equal to math.round time difference. I don't know why I did time difference like this. I'm not programming in Lua right now. I've been doing my Lua programming, so I've got myself all messed up right now. Time difference divided by this should get us the number of days in between, and we'll go ahead and say if days is less than 7. Here we'll go ahead and say return, and then $, and then days d maybe, and then here we can, I guess, say like if d.get full year is equal to, and we're gonna go ahead and say today dot get full year. Then what we want to return is we want to return the month and day. So I think somewhere we have a util for this. So date utils, we have const months. The only thing I don't remember is if months is 0 indexed. That's the only issue I can't remember, but we can go ahead and bring in months, I guess. So let's import months from, this is like all the way down and inside utils. Okay. And it's going to be inside date utils. And we also need to get like the first 3, I think, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be return $ curly brace. This is going to be months, and then of dot get, and I believe, is it month? And then it wants the, I think, day, right? Let's just double check. Month and then day. So yep, so then this can just be space and d.get, and then it's gonna be date, I believe. So we need to do this in separate ones. So, and then space, $ curly brace, d.get date. So here we're actually gonna say months this dot substring and 0,3, and then finally otherwise we're going to go ahead and return backticks. So the last case is if it's past the year, so it's last year, we're going to go ahead and return month, day, comma, years. So same thing here. We're going to need to do some more extensive testing on this, so we're going to make maybe next time some test data to test all of these, but tonight I'm not going to do this. Get date, and then we need comma, $ curly brace, and then this will be d.get full year. So Rick's tweet, I think it's gonna be months, day, year, and so on and so forth, and we'll see if it's off. So May 3rd, I don't remember when this actually was posted. So if we come into here, go into posts, and so I think Rick is 2. This one says 3. Rick's 1 actually, I think, right? Rick is 1. 603, so it should be June. So yeah, this should be +1. I didn't remember if it was 0 indexed or not. So here it is 0 indexed. So this is going to be months.get date +1. I wish I would have done this slightly differently, but it is what it is, +1. Although that didn't do what I wanted because I'm in the wrong spot. This should be here. +1. This one I did put in the right spot, I think. Yeah, but it's more than a year old, or it's outside the year. So June 3rd, 2023. This one was 6 minutes ago. So that's everything I think for tonight. I think tomorrow we'll go through, generate some data and make sure that this stuff's working. And then also we'll go ahead and debug maybe that issue with the emojis, I guess. And then outside of that, what we'll go ahead and do is maybe start looking into setting up some other types of posts. Well, actually, maybe we start with replies, reposts and all that, which are gonna have to trigger notifications, which I don't know if we're ready to do yet. I think for a notification, we're gonna need a WebSocket and some other stuff. So it is what it is. So yeah, but I think that's gonna wrap it up for the day. I want to appreciate you all. Sorry for the poor quality probably for this one. I crashed in the middle of my stream, corrupted my recording, and I can't use it anymore. So stinks. As always, I appreciate you guys. If you do enjoy it, please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see all the videos, I have the playlist linked below. But anyway, have a nice night, day, afternoon, whenever it is, and I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Have a great one, everyone.